hot day and happy tree friends are thinking of soothing their dry tongue and eyes with a nice, icy cup of tasty lemonade. That's sweet. Just don't drink Panera's lemonade. It could kill you. For real. Sneaky Panera snuck in a secret killer ingredient that'll keep you coming for more and more. Drink enough of it and you'll end up in a Panera bread coffin with a cup of soup. Are they doing this on purpose? Drinking cold lemonade rarely includes the word conspiracy, but since Panera wants to keep its customers doped up like zombies, it does. In this episode of Breaking Bad, we mean Foodspiracy, we take you into the wild world of evil lemonade and the company behind it. Panera wants to kill you, so grab your magnifying glass, put on your thinking cap, and get ready to be the Sherlock Holmes to this lemonade disaster. For those of you that don't know, Panera Bread is an American chain of store, bakery, cafe, fast casual restaurants. They've got over 2,000 locations in the United States and Canada and are basically like McDonald's if McDonald's served pastries and lemonade that's bad for you. If you want enough bagels to stuff your cheeks like a chipmunk and a piping hot cup of coffee, Panera is the place to go. Panera is now selling drugs? Is there something fishy with these new Panera Energized lemonades? That's right, fellas, if the heading wasn't clear enough, Panera wants to kill you, and they're going to do it with their new fishy line of charged lemonade. Remember Curious George and his innocent lemonade? Of course you do, and there's a high chance that you love it too. Lemonade is delicious, and if you get a little creative with it, you can add all that citrusy goodness to other fruits like blueberry, pineapple, and strawberry to give your tongue an extra burst of happiness. Lemonade is aliens' favorite drink, and it's also super healthy. Lemons are chock full of vitamin C, and drinking lemonade daily ensures a well-hydrated and healthy body. It's certainly better than downing multiple cans of Coke, that's for sure. Now, take that good old healthy lemonade and turn it into an accident waiting to happen. That's what Panera did. So let's put our aliens conspiracy cream right here. The sweet lemonade from your childhood is now evil, and it's all thanks to their new illegal ingredient, caffeine. For some reason, Panera decided to act like drug dealers and put a whole lot of superpowers in their new line of lemonades. And when we say a whole lot, we mean a whole lot. Just one regular-sized cup of their mango yuzu citrus, strawberry lemon mint, and Fuji apple cranberry lemonades contains 260 milligrams of caffeine. There's no way. To put it into perspective, a cappuccino has only 68 milligrams of caffeine based on one espresso shot. Why all that caffeine in lemonade? What's it going to do to our bodies? Will it give us powers like Superman? As a quick science reminder, caffeine is a natural chemical that stimulates the brain and nervous system. It's found in tea, cocoa, guarana, coffee, the famous and favorite Coca-Cola, and like 60 other products. Nowhere on the face of the planet does it say that lemonade contains caffeine. So, Panera, what are you doing? Another fun fact you need to know is that caffeine is a vasodilator. That's just a fancy word for saying it makes your blood vessels expand. No joke. Your blood vessels literally swelling underneath your skin is what makes the blood rush up to your brain and limbs so you feel alert. It's why a cup of coffee or an energy drink makes you awake and feels great. All that nice, juicy blood in your head makes it almost impossible to rest. And that's also where the problem lies, because when you drink too much of it, you get headaches, trouble sleeping, breathing issues, chest pain, frequent urination, thirst, and irregular heartbeat. You start feeling jittery, thinking that aliens from space are coming for you. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that drinking too much caffeine has your brain constantly craving the stuff. It's so easy to get addicted to caffeine that it's classified as a drug.
What is that, like 100 cups of coffee?
Having to pee every 5 minutes isn't the only thing that'll happen to you if you're addicted to it. All that blood rushing to your brain means you could literally die. Panera really put a brain bomb in their lemonade? Yikes. Panera should be called Heisenberg because they're the new drug lords in town and they want to fill the streets with their doped up lemonade. By the time you walk out of a Panera, you'll be their little charged lemonade drinking slave. They've made sure of it. Let's talk about the ingredients of their zombie-making juice again. Aside from all the fruity goodness that makes up their lemonade, the drink also contains 82 grams of sugar and 260 milligrams of caffeine from coffee extract and guarana extract.
That's pretty good though.
Since Panera is too busy playing Walter White to let their customers know exactly how much of the white stuff is 260 milligrams, we'll break it down for you. An average cup of Joe typically contains about 95 to 140 milligrams of caffeine. On the other hand, those energy drinks you get souped up on when you have to pull an all-nighter contain up to 110 milligrams of caffeine on average. For example, a can of Monster contains 163 milligrams of the stuff, while a Red Bull contains 136 milligrams. Red Bull gives you wings? More like Red Bull gives you wings to caffeine addiction. On the smaller side of things, tea has about 40 to 50 milligrams per 250 ml, and the average bottle of Coca-Cola has about 48 milligrams. Compare that to the astounding 260 milligrams in a regular-sized, not the big one, regular-sized cup of Panera Lemonade. Drinking one of those is the direct equivalent of drinking just over 6 to 12 ounce cans of Pepsi. And we all know no one is ever going to drink one cup of those. Worse than the death of Jesse's girlfriend from a heroin overdose, Panera lets customers get a free refill of their evil lemonade. Their caffeine soup is so easy to get addicted to that they might as well be selling meth. Move over, Walter White, there's a new drug peddler in town.
Heisenberg, stay out of my territory.
To make matters worse, Panera Lemonade's crazy amount of caffeine can give you a caffeine overdose, and the effects of that, well, let's just run through the list, shall we? Seizures, liver and kidney injuries, heart arrhythmia, shock, tremors, agitation, confusion, hallucinations, diarrhea, and even seizures. Basically, everything that could happen if your veins have been expanding, but that isn't even the entire list and would be here forever if we had to say it all. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Or not. Their lemonade could literally send customers to the ER. People have died from caffeine overdose side effects. Seriously. One minute they're drinking some caffeinated beverage, the next they're foaming at the mouth. In January 2021, a 29-year-old father of two started foaming at the mouth and died because he took an absurd amount of caffeine instead of his usual gym mixture amount. In 2018, a 21-year-old man from Australia died after drinking a protein shake with a caffeine supplement. The supplement contained as much caffeine as 32 cups of coffee. Panera's lemonade is just about 4 coffee cups worth of caffeine, but remember, it's enough to keep you coming back for more, and in no time, your brain will be melting out of your ears. So, if their new lemonade is basically nuclear sludge, why are they selling it? Don't they know it's going to send their customers to the grave? Rest in peace. Well, it wouldn't be a foodspiracy without some dark intentions behind it, and Panera has a whole lot of those. No one thinks lemonade is going to kill them, and Panera used that to their advantage. If you walk into your local Panera, you'd find the Charged Lemonade dispensers right among the regular lemonade dispensers and the soda fountain. Why do that when these lemonades have enough caffeine to shoot your brain to outer space? Why not just put it along with a coffee and tea? What's going on here, Panera? Are you trying to deceive us? Well, they know customers are less likely to buy if they just stuck brightly colored lemonade among dark coffee, and if they're aware that they're about to buy drugs in a cup. But is Panera lying to its customers? Not really. See, on their website, they advertise the lemonades as an energy drink, but you don't see that when you're in the store. Hold that info for just a second. The main deal here is that they're not technically hiding anything, since they let customers know the amount of caffeine in their zombie juice. Look, right there on the label. Under the ingredients in itty-bitty letters, it clearly says the lemonade has as much caffeine as the dark roast coffee. And in even tinier font, it says there are 260 milligrams of caffeine in a regular size cup and 390 milligrams in a large. It's right there. So they're not technically lying, right? Honestly, you're right. But it's still kind of shady because no one knows exactly how much caffeine that is, except there's some kind of alien mad scientist. Panera knows this, so they were sneaky with their tactics and put their brain rot juice among the regular drinks, so you can buy it thinking you're just buying some lemonade that mysteriously makes you feel good. Panera is basically doping people, and for what? Well, you drink the stuff the first time and the caffeine makes you feel great, so you come back for more and more and more until you're a zombie who can only buy more Panera Lemonade. And what happens when you're in their store getting drunk off their drug soup? Well, why not spend some more money and buy Panera bread and scones along with your drink? They want you to keep coming back, so they put all the good stuff in there to make your body crave more. Okay, so if Panera is doping their customers, where are the feds? Even Walter got put in handcuffs, so what gives? Well, these bad guys technically aren't breaking any rules, unfortunately. Remember we said the zombie makers aren't labeled as energy drinks even though they're more caffeinated than a normal can of Red Bull? Why exactly is that?
You gotta armor up every day and prove you belong.
Well, there's a war between energy drinks and lemonade going on. What you'll find out next might just blow your mind. Back in the 90s, energy drinks hit the shelves in US grocery stores and the public lost it. Really. Almost everyone got hooked on the stuff. Some people started taking it as a replacement for their morning coffee, and some just loved it that it buzzed them up like a rocket ship ready to launch. It all started with Red Bull, but soon competitors like Monster Energy and Rockstar came into the scene, and that's when the cracks began to show. The thing is, people got so hooked on the stuff that they started dying. All those caffeine overdose side effects started hitting people hard, and they went from feeling amazing to ending up in the ER or a coffin in no time at all. From the years 2005 to 2011, ER visits relating to caffeine overdose side effects went through the roof, and it wasn't only because of the energy drinks. Some companies went ahead to sell literally raw caffeine powder as a dietary supplement. Talk about wanting to turn the masses into caffeine-obsessed zombies. With so many people getting addicted to caffeine and dying, the feds finally decided to step in. In 2015, the US Food and Drug Administration decided to bust all the baddies selling high caffeine energy drinks with a warning letter. That was it. They sent what was basically an angry mom text to those companies, and funnily enough, it worked. You see, those energy drink companies didn't want to fight with the feds, and people were dying. They probably figured they couldn't sell their stuff if the people they were selling it to were ending up in a graveyard somewhere, so they decided to do something about it. The American Beverage Association, which is a group of all the major American beverage producers, came together and decided to start sticking warning labels on their high caffeine energy drinks. Basically, Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola, Red Bull, Monster, and a few others came together and decided to start printing warning labels on their drinks. Not recommended for children, pregnant or breastfeeding women, and people sensitive to caffeine. They did it to avoid lawsuits from the FDA and the families of the people whose brains they rotted, but hey, they still did it. But Panera is a rebel and they didn't do the same. Why? Well, because they don't have to. Remember how we said the FDA sent beverage companies a letter and they decided to do something on their own? Turns out that the actual FDA regulations don't require companies to add a warning label to their doped food. All their rules say is include the amount of caffeine in a beverage. Panera did that by adding their supercharged evil lemonade has as much caffeine as the dark roast coffee and that it contains 260 to 390 milligrams of the zombie makers. So they follow the rules. They don't have to be like the boring energy drink companies and explicitly warn people. All they have to do is the bare minimum. But that's not the only diabolical thing they've done. As we said before, the large-sized cup of brain-exploding zombie evil lemonade contains 390 milligrams of caffeine. According to the feds, 400 milligrams, about 4 to 5 cups of coffee, is the maximum amount a healthy adult can drink before they start getting all those wicked caffeine side effects. Panera's large charged lemonade, being 390 milligrams, means if you drink 2 cups of it, you could die. Their evil plan is so well thought out that if you do die, they could just say it's not their fault you drank 2 large cups and they did write the amount of caffeine in the drink. It's truly wicked how they covered all the stops. The caffeine in their lemonade could burst your veins and turn you into a mindless zombie that only wants to eat Panera bread and drink their brew. Luckily, Foodspiracy is showing everything you need to know about their master plan, so if you know you can't handle it, stay away from their evil lemonade. It's not the same as your childhood.